one and all Orvillians around the world. Welcome to Talking the Orville live show. Splosion tonight is a very special night or day. It's actually daytime where I'm at, but some of you are living in the nighttime, just like the Krill. We are saying goodbye to season 3 of the Orville. Wow, what a season it was, wrapping up with Future Unknown, and right now the future is still unknown for Moreville. We will be getting a 4th season of this amazing series. We all want it, I'm sure. The cast wants it, the production wants it. Seth has told us personally that he wants more Orville. Now we're just waiting on Disney/Hulu to approve the budget for a 4th season. That season, of course, it can't have a smaller budget. It has to have an equal to or greater budget than it already had. And season 3 had a pretty big budget, as we all noticed on the screen as we watched this season. Future Unknown is such a great season finale. If it needed to be, it could have been a series finale, but as we know, everybody wants more of this. We're just waiting on pins and needles for Disney to make that announcement, Hulu to make that announcement. A lot of people think that the Orville is moving to Disney. It's being added to Disney as an additional boost so that the show can get more audience members, more people who love the series, so that it makes just that much more sense to have it renewed. But as we know right now, it is still officially a Hulu original with additional support by Disney, because of course Disney owns the Orville. It has for a few years now. It owns Hulu. It's all the same magical kingdom, you guys. We're just hoping that they actually hurry up and approve it. There's a chance I think we can find out within the next month, because the Orville on Disney. I gotta sneeze. Fight it off, JP. Fight it off. Yes, I did it. The Orville is being added to Disney Plus this Thursday, where it will then get an entirely new crop of audience members, people who are going to love this show as soon as they decide to click on it and watch it. I mean, how could you not love this show right off the bat? That will add to the numbers, which is all that matters. Really, people are like, oh, let's do this. Let's sit in pickles. Let's do this and that. The numbers matter. The numbers are the only thing that ever matters in these situations. And if you have Disney Plus, watch the Orville again on Disney Plus when it arrives in your area. You might already have it in your area if you're an international audience. The Orville has been on in Disney Plus internationally for a while now. So now it's just the United States is getting it on Disney Plus. So that's great. A lot of people are going to be watching it, I think, and that will add to the numbers. It'll add to our community, more people to chat with about this amazing show. I'm hoping for a full-on commitment from Dolly Parton to join the Orville for the 5th season as an official bridge member. I bet you Dolly Parton knows how to navigate through space. We need a navigator. I don't think Lucella will be caught up with her training by the 4th season. But I think Dolly Parton probably know what to do as soon as she sits in the chair, you guys. What's going on, you guys? This is our last live Talking the Orville live show, having to do with an all-new episode of the Orville. After this, we go back into fandom mode, where we talk about what was and what could be in a future season, but we won't be talking about new episodes anymore until we get some new episodes. What's up, Archmage Frey, official channel member, Orville Season 4, and animated episodes. That sounds good to me as well. That's what's coming. I can go for some animated episodes. Let's hope we can get a new season. Absolutely, you guys. Colleen says, I wonder if they will wait till D23 in September to announce the 4th season for the Orville. Yeah, I'm thinking, it comes to Disney Plus on Thursday. It'll probably take a few weeks for them to get some official numbers counted up with the views that they're getting, and then they're going to make that decision to spend all the money that will be required for that 4th season that it looks like the world wants. And if the world wants it, the world will get it, you guys. Hashtag renew the Orville. That's right, Pandora. Renew the Orville. Oh yeah, that was a surprise to me. I love that we got to see Alara again. that was so nice that they brought Alara back. Because when Seth started writing the third season 3 years ago, he wrote this season. Everything you saw was written 3 years ago. And he wrote it not knowing if they would get approved for another season. So he wrote it to kind of sum up everything he's done so far with this universe. And I probably think that at some point at the beginning of the process, he's like, yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get another one of these. But as time went on, people started watching it. He's like, yes, people are loving it. I think he got his mojo back when he realized that everything he did was worth it. And now he's gangbusters. He wants to do more seasons of the Orville. It's just up to us to keep it going, to keep talking about it, keep it in the conversation, make it a household name for everyone out there, that if anyone hasn't watched it, they're going to feel like an idiot for not watching it, which will make them want to watch it. Archmage, thank Avis they didn't spoil Halston in the opening credits, right? The Orville's pretty smart about that stuff. Seth really likes to keep surprises a surprise. And they definitely did that. I was surprised, even though I heard rumors years ago that they gave Halston a schedule to possibly film. But I never believe any of that stuff because most stuff on the internet is hearsay. A guy said this and I believe it, blah, blah, blah. There's so much of that crap on the internet. A person who knows said, I'm like, did they? Then why aren't they saying it themselves? Because it's usually a lie. But whether it was a lie or not, she showed up. So sometimes good things happen to those who wait. Mark says, I wasn't expecting to see Alara, but I recognized her from her walk coming in. Yeah, as soon as they showed her feet first and it kind of panned up, I'm like, that's Alara type clothing. And then they showed the back of her head. I'm like, Alara. And then they showed her face and Dr. Finn was like, Alara. So that was great. And they gave her a little bit more time than I thought they would once I saw that she was back. Everyone got to say hello, say goodbye. Alara and Tala having a conversation was pretty dang great. You would almost think maybe they were friends on Saleya at some point. Maybe they are. Maybe their families know each other. Maybe their families are great friends. Maybe they're cousins. You never know. Roberta says, I would like to see Ed being a father. That's one of the things that was left open, you guys. Anaya, Ed and Talia's kid, she's still out there somewhere. Ed wants her. Ed wants her back. So that's something to look forward to in season 4. I was super surprised that we got Lysella from, is it Sargas 4? Yeah, I think it's Sargas 4. The Majority Rule planet from season 1, where John humped a statue. And he hasn't danced ever since then. That was a huge surprise to me. I never expected to get a callback to that planet this season, especially since we were down to seeing the last episode. I'm like, oh yeah, we're not going to get a callback. Boom! There she was. And she was a very important part of the episode. I think Lysella's story, deciding whether to go back to her planet or to move forward and move beyond their planet, that whole thing was, I think, a huge departing message from the Orville to not only viewers, but to all of the world, to, you know, to not put so much stock in social media and banding together for causes just because people are making you feel a certain way, which the internet totally has been doing to people. And if you don't notice it, it's because you might be already in one of those groups. Absolutely love that message. And to be patient with humanity. We want all these things that the Orville has presented to us, but we can't rush it. We have to earn it. We have not earned it yet as a society of people, but maybe someday. A utopian future has never seemed so achievable until the Orville was introduced to us, you guys. What's up, Shrike? How you doing? Nick Danger, sup? Archmage says someone needs to make a Careless Whisper video of John. I'm never gonna dance again. I'm never gonna hump a statue again. Howdy ho, JP. I loved everything about the last episode. Hey, Sci, how's it going? I absolutely loved the tone of the last episode. All the humor that people have claimed hasn't been in the season just because the serious stuff is so serious they don't notice the comedy that's been in every single episode, was right there in this season finale, you guys. The King of Mocklin role was absolutely amazing. And yeah, I never noticed before. Gordon says it in the episode before the egg salad sandwich arrives. Have you ever noticed that Bortus kind of craves the spotlight? Now that I think about it, Bortus does kind of crave the spotlight, and he forces his way into a situation because he wants to shine, but he doesn't really have the best skills for that, but he believes that he does. His entire not bachelor, but best man speech at the wedding, all kidding aside, was hilarious. And then you get Gordon in there, and it's kind of a tearjerker a little bit. Yeah, and we got our sandwich strike. Absolutely, I knew that sandwich was coming back. I didn't know if it was going to be in the last episode, Domina, or this episode. And man, it came back just at the right time, right when Gordon needed it the most. That sandwich came back. I think I'm over pickles. I think and bananas. I'm all about egg salad sandwiches right now when it comes to the Orville. Hooray! Hooray for you! That was amazing, Clyden. It's so good to have Clyden back, you guys. Bortus just doesn't work as well for me without Clyden there for him to bounce his personality off of. The two of them together are absolutely amazing. So I'm glad that Clyden became less of a dick. We've been waiting for that for so long, and it finally happened. Mark says, Mocklins overdo everything, don't they? They certainly overdo reunification, redoing your vows ceremonies. When they're doing their second wedding, they definitely overdo it. I just hope Bortus didn't overdo Clyden in the woods, you guys. Woo! What's up, Ajasan? Jolly Blonde Giant. Hot damn, that was a bang-on impression, JP. You talking about Clyden? Clyden is so far my best impression that I do on the show. Bortus! You are doing it wrong. Hail JP, hail the chat. What's up, Dan Crane? Hail the egg salad sandwich. All egg salad sandwiches shall be hailed in the name of Avis, you guys. Any updates on a possible season 4? Well, the only update really is that everybody wants one. And I'm talking about the cast, the crew, Seth, the writers, the editors, the people that put the pew-pew explosions and everything. All of them say they want more. Seth's already talking about filming the Lost episode this season, Sympathy for the Devil. He's already talking about filming that for season 4, even though we haven't got an official renewal yet. Seriously though, you guys, it's all about the view numbers. It's all about the retention. It's about watching it on either Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever streaming service carries it, watching it and then watching the next episode as well. That's the retention. They want not only the views, but it's going to take the retention. I know this very well from doing YouTube videos. Clicking on something and then clicking on something else doesn't get anybody anything. But if somebody clicks on your video and watches it and then goes to the another video, that's the retention that they're looking for. The same is true for all these streaming services. So on Thursday, when it comes to Disney Plus, when it's added to Disney Plus, I plan on watching the whole season again on Disney Plus. Right here in the United States, a lot of people already have it on Disney Plus around the world, but there's a lot of people here in the United States, so they're gonna want it here as well. So I plan on watching it any chance that I get. Hulu was nice because Hulu has a special package where you got your Hulu package, but for an additional $2.99 you get Disney Plus as well. And I'm like, oh, that's a heck of a deal, less than $3 for Disney Plus. So I went ahead and got that the other day, and I'm super excited. They're already promoting. I went on Disney Plus. They're already promoting the Orville, even though it doesn't come to the service until Thursday. Does it make a difference if we watch it on Hulu or Disney Plus? No, I think you're probably good either way. It all gets added up into the same pot. But I'm personally going to be watching on Disney Plus. I want to see what the difference is. I want to see if it has higher quality or lower quality or what. but also I want them to know they did a good job by adding it to yet another service to help it get around to more of an audience, get more of an audience. So I'm like, good job. No, I didn't. A lot of people get ESPN, people that like that. I have no use for ESPN, but I'm glad that that's offered part of their package as well for those that like that. Lots of people like that stuff. Yeah, I hope they do a season 4. It would be good. I think we would definitely, if they do the season 4, we're definitely going to get the Sympathy for the Devil episode. Seth wants to do that. It's his favorite. That was one of his favorite scripts from the entire season, and they weren't able to do it because of worldwide COVID restrictions and other things going on in the world. Darmok channel, thank you so much for that super chat, helping to keep the lights on here as we wind down the celebration of the Orville for the summer of New Horizons. And then we just go into regular Orville fandom after this, you guys. So thank you, Darmok, for giving me that farewell super chat. Thanks for all your shows this season and the chats with the cast. I think I still got more chats with the cast coming up, you guys. How did you manage to get access, by the way? The way I got access was a lot of things. It was just years of plugging away at the Orville. Years ago, the production noticed me because I just kept doing Orville content. No one else was doing that. And then eventually they introduced themselves. And then as time goes on, our relationship just got better and better. And then they just started treating me like I was part of the production, sharing stuff with me, saying, hey, you should use this, put this up, things like that. And of course, since they knew me, since I've hung out with Seth in the cast just a couple of months ago over in LA. We watched the premiere together and had a party afterwards. We just got to know each other better, and so they just brought me into the fold, which I'm very lucky. And the only reason I was able to keep doing this, to keep covering the Orville, is because of you guys supporting me. So I very much appreciate you guys, and you guys were part of this as well. And I just talked, I did an interview with Brandon Fayette just yesterday about all the effects for not only certain episodes, but Domino, the one where Charlie got exploded. We talked a lot about that, so I'll be putting that out this week. I might, sometimes schedules get flipped around, but I'm supposed to be talking to Penny Johnson-Gerald next week. So we'll be talking to her about the whole wedding thing, the whole finale. I'm looking forward to what was going on with her character, with her playing her character during the season finale. I'm officially the spokesperson, I guess. And that all just came because of us coming together, having this community, and I just keep talking about the Orville. We keep talking about the Orville, which we're going to have to keep doing until we get that 4th season. But guess what? Once we get the 4th season, we're going to keep talking about the Orville. So it's just, no matter what happens, we're just going to keep talking about the Orville, you guys. Colleen says, I do appreciate how much the cast and crew are really embracing the fandom online. Yeah, it's not just me, you guys. It's everybody who loves the Orville online. I see them chiming in, contacting those people, giving gifts out. Not gifts, but gifts with a T at the end, a TS. They send stuff to people, props, little stickers. A lot of people got the varsity jacket. I got the varsity jacket back there somewhere in that blue box. They listen to the fandom. They've made changes to the show because of things the fandom has said. I bet you that's another reason we got Alara back for this episode. Alara has made a cameo in the last 2 seasons. She left in episode 3 in season 2, but she came back in the season 2 finale as well. We might get a little Alara cameo every single season. I want to see Tala and Alara tear apart some fools with their bare hands, with their super strength. I'm still waiting for that. I do hope we get more novels. Some of my favorite stories from TNG were from the books. Yeah, the one that's out right now is really good. If you get the free Audible trial, you get the book for free. Narrated by Bruce Boxleitner, you guys. Not only from Babylon 5 and a million other things, but is also the Union president in the Orville New Horizons. I got a link down below if you guys want to pick that up. Why didn't they recast Alara? Well, they wanted to get a different type of character. back when they wrote her off the show, they're like, the Alara thing isn't quite working with the direction we're going. So but we love the whole super strength thing. So they got another Selayan, different character with a different background, a different way of doing things, a little bit more rough and tumbly.
Wow, sweet emotion.
Thank you so much, Jolly Blonde Giant. Thank you for supporting the show. Dr. Finn gave Lamar, well, it says Watt 5, but it might be Watt 4. Then she gave it to him. She when it came to the advice that John has been giving Isaac over the last couple seasons, she had enough. So she said, okay, I'll take care of you, baby, when she's talking to Isaac. And she went down there and tore John a new one. When she walked into engineering and said, Lamar, I was like, what? That was so freaking funny. You know, she's taking care of her man. The man's very impressionable, as she said, and she's right. And John needs to stop trying to give him love advice, because, you know, John isn't quite the marriage type, right? Oh, let me press a button, you guys. Got to press the YouTube button real quick. Factual opinion: is the Orville need an Isaac sex tape? Let me reread it. Hold on before my voice goes out. Does the Orville need an Isaac sex tape? Stack or stat? We need an Isaac sex tape. We kind of got a little bit of a Isaac sex tape within the bachelorette party during the Kalon stripper scene, didn't we? I might have to put out a video of just that. Maybe I could do. I have a video I haven't released. It's just a secret Easter egg on this channel of Clyden saying hooray, hooray for you for like 10 minutes straight. Maybe I should do a 10-minute Kalon stripper dance one as well. Yeah, Claire was so good. The whole wedding thing, it just, I call the first 3 seasons of the Orville phase 1. I think it wrapped up phase 1 very well. And now we should be moving into phase 2, which I think could be a couple, you know, a couple seasons to tell a whole big story that goes across a few seasons. There were so many great callbacks in New Horizons. George Garcia, thank you so much for that super sticker of what is that, hippopotamus going? Appreciate it very much for helping to keep the lights on here. Come on, people, get your minds out of the gutter. The Kalon gutter. Was that actually Mark Jackson doing the strip? No, they had another actor play the stripper Kalon. I saw his name. I saw his Twitter. I can't remember what his name was, but yeah, he had much better dance moves than Mark Jackson does, so they went with him instead of Mark. That's okay. Mark was busy playing Isaac over in the other simulator during the bachelor party. Love me tender. Isaac inviting the entire planet. Yeah, Isaac invited all of the Kalon. There's 10 billion Kalon. They all couldn't go. There had to be a small security detail left behind on Kalon, but all the rest of them went. 4,000 ships, and I love it when they all showed up. Now, effects wise, they weren't able to do all 4,000 ships on the screen. Our eyes wouldn't even be able to see that many ships, but you know, they did a really great job of making 80 to 100 ships feel like 4,000 ships. That bonus scene was actually, it's in the description of that video. The bonus scene during the credits, that was made specifically for fun by the Orville for the internet. So it wasn't broadcast on any of the streaming services. It was more of a personal thing that the Orville put together. I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely Team Clyden for sure. But I've never stopped being Team Clyden. Even when Clyden was being a super duper jerk, I was always on his team because I always was rooting for him to get better and to learn things like Bortus learned things. Bortus learned a lot serving with humans, so he was ready to be a little bit more forward thinking than Clyden was ready. But Clyden was there to kind of represent the old school of thought. But he was able to learn some new tricks. Yeah, you can't fit all those Kalon in the simulator. They did fit quite a bit though. An entire the entire Isaac side of the guests for the wedding. Victor Martinez, thank you so much for that super chat. Very much helpful, very much needed as we move on to not having new episodes of the Orville for a while, but still trying to keep the Orville alive, keep it in the mouths of fans until we get that word that we're getting another season. I'm hoping we get word that we'll be getting a couple of seasons. Kelly Hardy, thank you so much. Isaac should listen to Superman instead of Lamar, except for when it comes to picking out a wedding dress.
Wow. Sweet emotion.
But yeah, Superman has a little bit more wisdom in him
Sweet emotion.
than Lamar does when it comes to certain things. Factual opinion, thank you so much. I'm going to need Patrick Stewart guest role ASAP. Well, I need season 4 ASAP first. Then we'll work in Patrick Stewart into that season. But yes, I get what you're saying, and I agree. I would love it even if he just played a voice of like a jelly or something like that. Could you imagine a Patrick Stewart jelly? That sounds awesome to me. But he's still kind of rude and crude like Yaphet. But Patrick Stewart, you know, he's always hilarious when he does that stuff. Kevin Scott, thank you so much for that super chat. Season 3 felt wrapped up, but not really. What about Ed's daughter? The Krill, the Mocklins, the kids, Kelly's drinking problem. Where's Lieutenant Dan? Also, where is the Caliban? The Caliban are a threat. The Caliban could, even against the Union and the Kalon, the Caliban can do some damage. What if the Caliban joined the Mocklins and the Krill? The Mockrillavon, you guys. That would be a pretty big threat next season. And then you add the Arachnids onto their alliance, which are basically like Spider-Borg. There's so many things so many stories to keep telling. And even without any of that, this is traditional hardcore awesomeness sci-fi, which those stories never get old. Sci-fi, the purpose of sci-fi is to hold up a mirror to society. And as long as society always stays a society, there's always going to be stuff to bring up. You will never run out of stories when it comes to a show like The Orville. It is not done. It cannot be done. Everybody wants to do it. The fans want it. And it's getting more and more fans every single day in droves. This show is going to be huge. It's going to be doing more. How could it not? Thomas O. Mahoney, thank you for that super chat. A song isn't meant to last forever. If this is the end of the Orville, I accept it. It's beautiful. Love exists in ways beyond our understanding of it. If it is the end, I also would accept it, because also I know that Seth wants to keep making sci-fi in some way, in some form, now that he's got a huge taste of it and he's such a big lifelong fan of it. Even if it's not the Orville, which I think it will be, I think he's got ideas to keep putting some really cool sci-fi out there for us. I mean, he's young. He's barely, 50, if that. He's got many, many more years to go. And I'm going to be here for all of them. I'm here for you, Seth. Whatever you put out, just keep telling us good stories that help humanity like the Orville has done. And we're going to be there for it. My Rhino, thank you so much for that super chat. Even if Seth can only be ex-producer or executive producer. Hold on, I got to scroll back up. There must be a way Brandon Braga can keep it going, to have a new captain like Kelly and keep it going. Also, speaking of Brandon and Andre Bormanis, the two of them wrote so many great episodes this season. I don't think I've ever seen the two of them write so many episodes within a season, but it's just amazing the stories that they came up with. And of course, Seth wrote a ton of episodes. I don't remember if anyone else did. It might have just been Seth, Brandon, David A. Goodman, and Andre Bormanis. I'll have to go back and check. I haven't had a chance to really go into the fine details of the credits yet, because I've been so busy with, talking about these episodes and putting videos together. But my next phase I'm going into is a lot of administrative work for Talking the Orville, searching all the credits and putting together playlists for every single episode that came out this season. There's a lot going on this week that you guys will have no interest in, but I got to do it anyway, and it's all for the Orville. I did it all for the Orville, all for the Orville. So you could take this Orville and stick it up your Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, it's not my best rap, you guys. But yes, thank all of you guys for your support all of these years, and more to come. During the 2 years of the pandemic, where my two daughters, 11 and 13, watched the first two seasons over and over again and have just loved this season. They talk about the concepts in the story a lot. So many concepts. Even the actors, the guest stars that I've talked to, they're raving about different episodes of the Orville that had nothing to do with them. They weren't even in them, and they're like, "Oh, I love this episode. I love that episode." That shows how great this show is. And like Rena Owen said when I talked to her the other week, if we do a season 4, she thinks so many big stars are going to be calling up Seth, asking to have a cameo on the show because the show is so good. It's so noteworthy. Actors want to do good work on a good show. And the Orville is obviously fits that description. So she thinks there are going to be some huge stars next season. I'm just happy to have a next season. Hopefully we'll get word on that. Probably won't be this week. Probably have to wait a couple weeks after it's added to Disney Plus because they want to add up all those numbers. But I think it'll be hopefully sooner than later. I know we need to get the Patrick Stewart in there. I know that he's done filming for season 3 of Picard. All the principal photography is filming is done for that season. All he has to do now is wait for it to come out whenever it comes out. So I think Patrick's got time, but it'll be a while. I think if we get another season of the Orville, they probably won't even start filming until next summer, because it's got to be developed, it's got to be written, it needs all that stuff. But even this summer is pretty soon compared to what I originally thought it would how long it would take to get to, the 4th season filming again. The other writers you're thinking of, oh yeah, Cherry. She wrote Mortality Paradox. Oh, you say that right there. Yeah, she wrote episode 3, Mortality Paradox. Yeah, I tried to interview her. I tried to interview her for Mortality Paradox back when right after that episode aired, but I never got a word on that. I think, who did I interview instead? Was it Scott? I can't remember who I interviewed. I have to go back. Any changes to the timeline from season 2? The look of it. The show is going with a lot of the updated look for season 3, besides just being because they wanted to make it look as good as they possibly could. Story wise, they're thinking that the universe didn't snap back into place 100% perfectly after the Road Not Taken, after they fixed the Kelly timeline, so that everything looks the way it does now. Yeah, Mark said, no, wait. Cassius says, ooh, that name. You haven't been hanging out with Kelly, have you? Yeah, I'm thinking 2024, but better late than never. Yeah, because whatever they put out is going to be the best damn thing that's ever come out. Season 4 will outdo a season 3. And season 3 is pretty not something that's going to be easy to outdo. Kevin Scott, JP, can you do a poll? Who's your favorite character? Ooh, Kelly for me. My favorite character is Kelly. How about you guys? Who's your favorite character on the show? Richard McCollum. I absolutely love this show. It was fun and often exciting. I sincerely hope that there's a 4th season. However, I thought the finale was almost, but not quite, boring. Bring on 4. Yeah, it wasn't a big explosion fest. It was a story fest. So many people are saying how much they absolutely adore the finale, but yeah, it's not like some of the previous episodes. I mean, we left the Domino was the biggest episode of the entire season, well, of the entire series, really, so big. And then, but Seth wanted a nice, a lighter show, a lighter tone for the finale to kind of wrap stuff up, let people breathe a little bit, say goodbye to the characters for a little while, because it's going to be a while before they come back, I'm sure. Nothing wrong with Orville Disney Plus films. A lot of good stuff. I just got Disney Plus again the other day because the Orville's coming, and I'm like, but look at all this other stuff I can watch if I want to. I'm I haven't quite got there yet, but I'm so close to feeling okay personally with watching something. I've been staying away from TV shows. It just felt not right to watch anything else. The Orville's got new episodes. I got all this work to do, put stuff together. So I've stayed away from almost everything that people have been talking about the last couple months. But now I feel almost okay to sit down and just watch a thing. Bronwyn, thank you so much for that super chat. Bortus was the best Elvis I have ever seen. I loved his hair better than Elvis's hair. Bortus, the king of Mocklin Roll, as I call him. Arkmay says, do we have any MIB in here? Maybe. Can someone flash me so I can watch the Orville with fresh eyes again? Oh, that would be so awesome. People that haven't seen it, I think I said this last week, people that haven't seen it, I'm so jealous of because they get to watch it for the first time, which is something I never get to do again. Artsy, lovely lady, thank you so much for that super chat or super sticker. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, we're going to get 20 more seasons of the Orville. I can feel it. Politico Coffee says, I got the Hulu Disney Plus bundle for $19.99 a month. I think mine's cheaper than that. Where are you at? Well, you got to be in the United States if you got Hulu. Also, the holidays will be coming up in just a couple months. If you don't have Hulu yet, or any streaming service, all the streaming services come up with crazy deals. Hulu had a crazy deal right before the Orville started. $1 a month for 3 months. And so for $3, you were able to watch all of season 3.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I already had Hulu, so I didn't get that deal. But new people, that's a heck of a deal. Is this the end for the Orville, even on Disney Plus? There has been no word as of yet if the Orville is getting renewed, but it's not over. It has not been canceled. They just are still looking for the numbers. That's why it's been added to Disney Plus in the United States starting this Thursday, so they can get more eyeballs on it. So the more we watch the Orville, the better chance of getting another season. Oh, I got a little bit of water. Oh, thank goodness my throat's going out early today. Thank you, Brian Dawkins. Going forward, he'll be Isaac Finn to me. You notice in this episode, he was calling, I mean, he's done it before, but he was specifically has a new tone to the way he says Claire, Isaac. When he says Claire, it's a little bit softer. If you rewatch the episode, you'll notice the way he says Claire is a little bit softer, a little bit more meaningful, a little bit more familiar than just saying Claire. Maybe without commercials. Yeah, I don't have commercials. I got that non-commercial package. That sounds dirty if you think about it. Babylon 5 Lurker says, I don't want to wait for more. Just start production and worry about being picked up later. That's right. Well, they're going to need some money. An episode of the Orville cost a lot of millions. Just for a single episode. I mean, just to film one episode, they need a couple hundred people. Just to film an episode. Not to mention the people that build the sets, design the clothes, write everything, edit everything, produce everything, get the effects on everything. It is a big, huge... It takes a village to make an episode of the Orville. Oh, yeah. I mean, Hulu's not bad with ads. A lot of these streaming services with ads, they're not that bad. Unless they're like a free service. The free ones are pretty bad with the commercials. But the ones you pay for with commercials, they're pretty okay. But yeah, it is nice not having commercials, I'll have to say. Hulu's the one that introduced that to me years ago. I used to have Hulu. Hulu used to have commercials way back in the day. And then they came out with this new upgrade package that had no commercials. They gave it away for free for a couple weeks. They said, try it out for free. I'm like, okay. And so I was watching stuff with no commercials. Wasn't even thinking about the fact that it didn't have commercials. And then after it expired and the commercials were back, first commercial came out. I'm like, what? F this noise. I'm upgrading. So I upgraded to no commercials and I never looked back. Thomas Portello says, I have Hulu Plus Live TV with Disney Plus and ESPN and the no commercials package for $74.99 a month. More content than Xfinity, in my opinion. Oh, probably so. Yeah, the live TV packages really up the prices of everything, don't they? But yeah, still, that's pretty cheap compared to a lot of the regular cable stuff going on. And you get so much more. Sports Squirrel, I predict that Isaac will get a personal holo projector that will allow him to not look like a robot. I've been waiting for that since season 2. I mean, they finally had him in the environmental simulator, but I was like, and they had the emitter in the, what episode is that? Where they, Twice in a Lifetime episode.
Oh, wow.
But I thought they would just have him
Emotion.
walk around as a human all season long. But they bring it out at the right time, which I guess is smart, is a happy refrain. Brian Dawkins, thank you so much. I hear it costs $10 million an episode. I totally believe that. I don't know the price, but that sounds about right to me, Brian. Kia Akui says, no, we aren't going to get that because then we have to worry about the actor aging. That's true. Very, very true. It didn't work with Vicky the robot. It's not going to work with Isaac. August 10th, I'm rewatching all 3 seasons on Disney Plus. Oh yeah, Smoke. I didn't even think about that. Watch all 3 seasons on Disney Plus. That's what I'm going to have to do. Because it's not just about season 3. It's about the whole series. It's about the entire series. Watch parties. Yeah, this season has been it's been at the top of so many ratings lists all summer long. Usually on Hulu, it's either between, sometimes it's been number 1 on Hulu, sometimes it's been number 4. It's usually in the tippity top. I can't wait to see how its ratings do on Disney Plus in the United States. Of course, it's been on the tippity top on Disney Plus in other parts of the world throughout the summer, but it will be interesting to see what it does here in the States, since a lot of people already have Hulu here in the States. Shrike says, I have the $74.95 a month one too. Man, I would get that if I cared about live TV. I just don't care about live TV anymore. I haven't in a very long time. Actually, because of Hulu. I got Hulu like a decade ago, and so I've been watching all the modern stuff. I just have to watch it the day after, not the day of, which works for me. I'm usually never available when something is airing. Remember back in the day where if you didn't see something when it aired, you just never got to see it? Back in the day, you guys. That's how I missed so much of Deep Space Nine in the 90s. I was at that age where I was going hanging out with my friends, so I would miss it all the time. And if you miss it, you didn't get to see it. Remember back in the day where a lot of shows come on during the week, and the popular ones would have a replay on Saturdays sometimes? Like there'd be a big show that comes on a Tuesday, and then that channel would play it again on Saturday for anyone that missed it. John Davis says, it will do fine on Disney. I think so. Also, Disney's got a lot of sci-fi on it, but it's not officially Disney's. It's always somebody else's. It's Marvel, it's Star Wars, what other crap they got on there. This will be something, the Orville, that's theirs, that they could say this is Disney's sci-fi show. And it's the utopian classic sci-fi type of show. No one else is doing that, and especially not at this level. So the Orville, I think, is starting something. I don't think it's ending something. It's starting something. Disney won't have new content until sometime in 2023. Man, are we already up to 2023? Are we in the 2020s right now? Oh my gosh, I remember when it was 1999 and everyone was freaking out. Robin Markowitz. What am I saying? Robin Markowitz, thank you for that super chat. I just want to thank you for everything you do. Hashtag renew Orville, all my hopes. Love you. Bye-bye for now. That's right. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I won't be around every single day. But we still got a lot to do here on Talking the Orville, especially when we get that 4th, 5th, and 6th season renewals, right? Well, technically, it would still be part of the 20th century. Yeah. 20th century. 21st century, I don't think started until 2001, didn't it? Years. Time. Some people still believe in time. I don't believe in it.
Oh, wow.
Time is just a theory. Cassius Tamark says, wow, remember having whole shelves of entire shows on VHS? Yikes. Yeah, I remember I stopped buying, I used to buy all the DVDs and the VHS and all that stuff. And I stopped buying physical discs or physical media. I bought 2 Blu-rays when Blu-rays came out. I remember one of them being I Am Legend. I can't remember what the other one was. But I was like, I don't need this. Everything's on streaming and digital now. Though I totally get how a lot of people like to have the physical media because you always have control of it. No one could erase it or anything. Totally get that. But me, I just don't like having things, shelves of things anymore. So I just stopped collecting things. That's probably what, 2007 or 8? So I'm like, every time I buy something, I have to put it somewhere. And I'm not rich. I don't have big places to put a bunch of stuff. So I stopped collecting things. My Rhino, thank you so much for that super chat. Get the Disney merch machine behind Orville. There's some good Orville merch out there. I want nice hardcore action figures. I want Todd McFarlane to take it over and make some really awesome Orville action figures. Get some McFarlane on McFarlane action, you guys. I think we need it. We got some ships. Eagle Moss makes some ships. Now, of course, we got a lot of brand new season 3 ships and crafts and stuff like that. So hopefully Eagle Moss is already on it. I would love to have a pterodon. Actually, there is a pterodon. No, that's a 3D print from the actual show. I don't think that's for sale. To get the new shuttles, get the pterodon. I would love to own those. Factual opinion. Thank you for that super chat. The cursing in season 3 felt so weird. Is it just me? I think it was the right thing to do for this day and age. And the people that create it cuss a lot. I've come to learn. So it felt right to me, but I thought they were very responsible with it. But yeah, it was a little jarring. You didn't expect it because the first 2 seasons didn't have it. So to actually see them speak that way, which is the way regular people speak, which is what the Orville is about, regular people doing sci-fi stuff, so that we feel like we belong there as well. I noticed it every single time it happened. It didn't bother me at all, but I always noticed it. Oh, is Eagle Moss out of business? Well, we need a new business then. So we got to get together, you guys, and start a whole business that just makes Orville stuff. And Funko Pops, what's up with you guys? Funko Pops, if you guys are listening to this stream, get on the ball. Get us some Funko Pop characters from the Orville, please and thank you. Rip Eagle Moss. To know Eagle Moss was to love Eagle Moss, and to love Eagle Moss was to know Eagle Moss. And a lot of people want like legit models to put together as well. I know people would love to have an Orville model kit. Something you put together yourself. I hear lots of you guys asking for that. I think it would be an awesome one. You know, the hardcore people are going to be buying those things up. I'll buy any Isaac merch. I think they can make Isaac masks and sell them to kids at Target, man. I'm up for all of it. I hope the Orville sells out worse than Kiss and just has toys and merch all over the place. Yeah, Bandai, start making kits. I heard an Orville tribute is coming to the Orville theme parks. Wouldn't that be amazing? Anybody else know if this is true? I haven't heard anything about that except for people making jokes that they would want that. But that would be so awesome. If it gets renewed, I think there's a chance because it's a Disney thing. It's a Disney property. And they want to promote their properties, especially any property that they can make a really cool ride with. They're going to want to do that. and the Orville is a great thing to do that with. I mean, they could totally make a Disney environmental simulator type thing going on, that type of ride. The Orville will never outdo Evil Knievel merch wise. Evil Knievel have the most merch. Is he known for that? Every time he breaks a rib, they make a new toy. Ooh, a plastic model of the Orville. I would love an Orville lunchbox. Come on, let's get serious about this. Orville lunchboxes, Orville shoes. Oh, let me. Belas? Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for that super chat, super sticker. Vibes. Very much appreciated. Helping to keep the lights on here as we go into Orville fandom support mode. Do people wear union uniforms at cons these days? Yes, they do.
Oh, wow.
Not as much as Star Trek, of course. Star Trek's been around 50 some years, so of course they got a bigger show. But you'll see Orville crew members at these conventions, and you'll even see them get together. The Star Trek cosplayers will get together with the Orville cosplayers, and they'll take some crossover pictures for fun. And it's nice to see the IPs working together, the two fandoms. Politico Coffee, I don't know, you guys can have your plastic merch, but frankly, there's too much damn plastic on Earth. So much so, we swallow a credit card size amount a week. And that is something the Orville probably would be against as well, right? I mean, they've talked about how 21st century people pretty much wreck the planet in the show all the time. Man, I should have gotten 2 cans of bubbly water, you guys. My throat's already starting to hurt. Yaphet costume. Please, if somebody can figure out a Yaphet costume, you will win everything. All the cosplay contests, you figure out a Yaphet, you're going to be doing pretty damn well for yourself. Everybody's ready for that jelly. Give them the jelly, please. The season 3 finale kind of felt like a season 2 episode to me for some reason. Seth wrote that finale as a just in case. Just in case they didn't get renewed, which when he wrote it 3 years ago, he just wasn't sure what the future of the show was as far as getting the budget and all the stuff that they need. And so he wrote it to kind of be a feel-good episode that could possibly count as closing out the series if it needed to be, where, you know, the show didn't finish on a cliffhanger or anything like that never gets made. This way, if it doesn't get renewed, which he's hoping it does, but if it doesn't, everyone could feel good about it, except for the fact that we don't get more. We all want more. But as far as like the universe, we all feel good about it, but there's still so much room for more. We got to get Anaya back. We got to get Ed, his daughter, who voiced Dan. You talking about Lieutenant Dan? That's Mike Henry, the voice of Cleveland on Family Guy or the Cleveland Show. Yeah, Shrike's got it. Curtis Tate, thank you so much for signing up to be an official channel member again for 32 months. Curtis Tate, 32 months. Have I even been alive that long? That's amazing. How did Seth settle on the Orville? Why not Wilbur? Well, he was reading a biography about the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville Wright, of course, who invented the airplane. And the author was not very kind to Orville Wright. Kind of, definitely the writer was like, you know, Orville's kind of like the second important one. He's not that important. So right then, Seth was like, I want to be the not important guy, Orville, the underdog. So that's why he called it the Orville. Brian Dawkins, thank you for that super chat. Are you going to support the 10 episodes of Ted? I'll probably do reviews of them as far as like first impression reviews. I watch it. It's all Seth related. Everybody working on Ted, just so you guys know, is from the Orville, the production team. is the Orville production team is making Ted. They still got a couple months more of filming. And then, then the production team goes into finishing everything up and they put it out. So when episodes eventually come out for Ted, which I would probably expect to be the beginning of the new year, then if they come on, I watch it. I'll record or go live to talk about it. But I won't be going, super hardcore, because I don't think anyone cares about, oh my God, they finished filming on this date and they started on this date. I doubt people care about that. But as far as like what happens in the episodes, we'll talk about that, because it's Orville related, because it's made by the Orville. I need more water. Where we at? I still got not quite an hour, so that's good. I can go on for longer. Talking to the Orville, formerly voicing Cleveland, Seth reluctantly had to replace Mike for reasons beyond their control. Well, Mike stepped down because Mike is a white guy playing a black guy, and Mike was like, yeah, it kind of seems wrong in this day and age that I'm a white guy playing a black guy, and we have a black guy that works for the show that is really good at the voice. Let's let him do it. So Mike was kind of like, I don't feel right doing this anymore. The wedding scene reminds me of our favorite Orvillian leader, JP's wedding that's coming up at the end of the year. That's right, you guys. Got my wedding ring. Engagement ring, really. Right there. Jessica and I are getting married at the end of the year. I will be posting on the community page as we get closer a link, because we are going to be broadcasting it live on the internet. So I'll put the link up so anybody that wants to watch me get married, me and Jessica get married, can actually watch it live while it happens. But it'll be a while before that link is created. Wonder how come no Admiral showed up to the Finn Isaac wedding. Did they boycott? I would have, Admiral Halsey was in the episode, but yeah, no one showed up to the wedding. I guess I could make an argument for Halsey showing up, but really, it's none of their business. It was very much a family affair, wasn't it? The whole ship is a family. Gordon kind of spoke to that. They all owe each other their lives. They all live together and all that stuff. So I kind of like that there was no Admiralty there, because this is it's a family thing. So you have the Kalon, which is Isaac's family. I'm so glad he's got his family back. And the crew, which is the Orville family. But yeah, it would have kind of been nice. The only one I really would have cared to be there would be Admiral Halsey, Victor Garber. Ted Danson's not going to be there, for reasons we know why. Dan has so much potential as a character. I wish they used him more. I was disappointed, Douglas. What am I? I can't read today. Douglas or Dougalos. Some Lord of the Rings thing, I'm going to say. I claim that. Dan was underutilized this season. Definitely. And Yaphet. Underutilized. They didn't get any big, awesome moments. Dan got a little bit of a joke with the whole, he looks good. Yaphet said that. But when he was saying that Gordon looks good, that was basically the biggest moment that Dan had. I would have liked a little bit more. He was really great last season. Cassius says, I agree, JP. Best wishes from the Admiralty is enough. And more realistic, I can't type. I can't read, so it all works out. But yeah, I didn't require the Admiralty there. It seemed like they didn't belong. But I'd be fine if they were there. Who will be doing Yaphet's voice? I'm assuming, now I'm just assuming, this is me making up a thing. I think Yaphet will probably split. He'll reproduce by the 4th season, so that you'll still have a Jelly on board that used to be Yaphet, but is now Yaphet's offspring, and will probably be played by a different voice. Remember at the beginning of the season, Electric Sheep, before anything started, they had a in memorial in remembrance of Norm Macdonald's message at the beginning. I thought that was pretty awesome. I was so excited to watch a new episode of The Orville at that point. As soon as that came on, I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. Ah, Norm. So I'm glad that they did that. I wish Gordon went back to the multiverse to rejoin his lovely family. He might still be there. That version of him might still be there. Nothing happened. And they're part of the timeline because a whole new universe was created. So I assume that nothing happened. Ed and the crew left. They went back to 2015. Gordon didn't know what was going to happen, and I assume nothing happened. They just went on and lived their lives because there's a whole different universe at that point. Dan Crane says, congratulations, JP. You really need to make sure you have several Kalon cosplayers at your wedding. It would definitely improve our relations with them. That would be so awesome. I'd have to contact the Orville and see what they can do. But I wouldn't expect them to do anything. That's a big ask. Yeah, I need you to get some Kalon suits and some extras together to come to my wedding. Oh, sure, no problem, JP. Yeah, here we go. Didn't they switch from Norm Macdonald to an animated series as well, like years before he was sick? Was it Death on Family Guy? Yeah, it was Death on Family Guy. They went from Norm Macdonald playing Death to Adam Carolla playing Death. I never knew why they replaced him, but yeah, maybe he got sick. Will Lucella return for season 4? I assume yes. I mean, it doesn't have to happen. Seth could just not write it that way. But I would assume that Lucella will become part of the ship. I mean, maybe she becomes an entertainer. Maybe she works at Muska's. I mean, she could do anything. I doubt she'll be an officer. She might be a cadet, but I doubt she'll be anything more than that. But yeah, she could get a job that has nothing to do with the Union as far as like being an officer goes and still be a part of the crew. Brian Dawkins, thank you so much. Do you like Kalon Prime's? I do like Kalon Primary's redemption. I actually, when Isaac and Kalon Primary are talking about the wedding, I actually had a thought like, I kind of like Kalon Primary now. He has a nice voice, a nice way about him. It's kind of nice to see one Kalon speak to another Kalon about things neither of them understand completely. I would love to see more of that. I wouldn't even mind it if Primary or any of the Kalons had a little bit of a bigger role in the next season. Mark says, hard to say if the Gordon Laura timeline continued. Yeah, it's up in the air. There's so many different time travel theories. It really is left up in the air. When Mercer destroyed the wormhole in season 1, Priya vanished. It's hard to know the rules of time travel in their universe. I think every time a time travel story pops up in this universe, it's always going to have different time travel rules. It'll have whatever rules fit the scenario. That's one thing about time travel. You can just make up any rules you want every time it happens. Gordon splitting into several people during the accident scene suggests that that your interpretation is correct. Well, I think there's different Gordons all over time. At least 5 or 6 different Gordons. Where did those Gordons go? They need to have Adam Carolla voice Yaphet's offspring. Yeah, that would totally work. I kind of want oh gosh, a William Shatner to do it, or Patrick Stewart would be a lot of fun. You can give the new Yaphet a totally different personality if it's an offspring of Yaphet. But yeah, Adam Carolla would be great too. He's got kind of a Norm type voice, very different personality, but a Norm type voice. Kind of that nasal thing going on. Hey, I kind of have a nasally voice. I could play the new Yaphet. I'll do a good job. I love Norm. I'll do it to honor him. Colleen says, political coffee. I loved Kelly's hair too, even from the trailer. Kelly's got awesome hair. I love Tala's hair. I like it when Tala lets her hair down, but still off to the side. Priya. Mark brought up Priya. Priya is something that can totally come back in season 4. What about Rigor? Is it Rigor 2 from All the World Is Birthday Cake? Did they ever learn that star was fake? Are they done being Gilliac trash? Did they educate themselves so that they can get all the new technology because they evolved? I mean, it's a little quick, but they learned some stuff, so maybe they evolved more quickly. In order for them to get all the, it was to the point where Ed and the Orville were going to give those people, they were totally going to become part of the Union if they didn't turn out to be weird star effers, you guys. Talk about those guys were star effers. Yeah, that's true. If they weren't like that, they probably would have been welcomed into the Union. They could be if they get over that. Do we know why Tala still only has one ear? Just because of her hair. They decided to make her different, to set her apart from Alara back when they first brought her on the show by having her hair be different. And that hairstyle made it so that they don't have to put another ear on her. So they just kept it that way to have her own thing. Kevin Scott, thank you so much for supporting Talking the Orville, helping this community grow. Isaac and Claire make an android son. Brent Spiner. He's older than the both of them. Maybe it's like Mork, where their offspring is born older than them and then they de-age. Yeah, star effers. Didn't expect that song reference. Neither did I. It just popped into my head all of a sudden. The Kalon were so adorable in this episode. They really were. And that was nice too to have the Kalon there, but they're there as like a fun, nice thing, not some we might destroy you type of situation. Never would have thought the characters who wanted to kill all biologicals would be so endearing. It's their innocence, I think. Their innocence of not understanding our world at all and our ways at all. And just, being so interested in what the heck is going on. VHS Mikey, thank you so much for that super chat. You just kept a light on for another month. Thank you so much. Wanted to send some love to our favorite Orville boy, Chaloja, sir. Chaloja indeed. Chaloja! All the Jalojas for you guys. Season 3 of the Orville sucked. All kidding aside. Thanks for the great work, JP. Oh, I gotta remember that. I need to say something horrible and do all kidding aside. Any Orville fan would get it. Did anyone else see the Ogre Samurai from Gordon's pilot episode? Oh, Justin. That's Ogre Justin. Simulations show up at the wedding in uniform. Orange Operations. I didn't see him. I'd love to see him, though. I was too busy looking at Unk. Late to the stream, Patrick Stewart seems game for anything. And OFC, he's already connected to Seth via American Dad. Yes, he is. They are friends. They are work buddies and on friendly terms outside of work. I would love to see Patrick Stewart join some way, somehow. And if they get him, they're going to have him play something different, something he's not known for. And I love that the show does that. They're going to have fun. Brian Dawkins, thank you for another super chat. I hope Dr. Vilka and Timus are a couple. Yeah, we didn't get any Timus this last episode. Was Timus mentioned? He might have been mentioned. But yeah, he was not part of it. I think he would have been an awesome guest to the wedding as well, right? I wonder what the terms are with Timus and the Kalon. We know that the Kalon and Isaac are kind of cool beans now. But how do they feel about Timus? Timus never changed. He got emotions and he changed, but he didn't just defy the Kalon like Isaac did. I wonder what they think of Timus. Patrick Stewart is the voice of Isaac and Claire's son. I'll take it. Give me Patrick Stewart. I don't care what you do with him. Have him play a living flower like you did with Bruce Willis. I don't care what you do. Just get him on the show. They could have Patrick Stewart play an architect who just keeps taking them. The line must be drawn here, while pointing at blueprints. That would be hilarious. He's an architect. He's got the blueprints. He's explaining the blueprints. He's like, the line must be drawn here, no further. Timus is such a surgery bro. I, for one, was severely disappointed in season 3 of the Orville. Really, the only episode that caught my attention was episode 9. It is nothing like season wanted to, which wanted to, which, by the way, were great. Yeah, this is my favorite season. Every episode I love better than any episode of the previous seasons, except for maybe Lasting Impressions. Lasting Impressions is pretty awesome. But yeah, this whole season for me was just the best I've ever seen. But yeah, different people, different stories for different folks. To move the world. Thomas O'Mahony, thank you for that super chat. I love when enemies become friends. When Klingons allied with Starfleet. When the Covenant with UNSC Chief Kalon weren't evil, just afraid in their way. Absolutely, they didn't want to be enslaved again. And they had good reason to believe that they would be, and they don't want to go back to that.
Oh, wow. Sweet
Cassius,
emotion.
thank you so much for that super chat. Any word on releasing episode scores?
Sweet emotion.
Oh, they will. The first 2 seasons both have their scores on CD, also on Spotify. They'll definitely do one for season 3. That's a big deal to Seth, is getting the music out there and rewarding the music. This is the best score I've ever heard for any of the episodes. Some like was it the Tale of Two Topas, when they go back to the sanctuary, the music they created for that scene, I love it so dang much. No, it wasn't even, was it the Tale of Two Topas, or was it the Midnight Blue? I think it might be Midnight Blue that I'm thinking of. Yes, I think it is Midnight Blue. The music when they get to the sanctuary planet, top-notch stuff. Disney greenlights so many awful shows. Oh, where did it go? Dang it. Disney greenlights so many awful shows that I wish that I will be shocked if they don't greenlight season 4 of the Orville. Yeah, now the Orville is a little bit different. A lot of these shows that Disney has are properties of other companies that now Disney owns. The Orville is a whole new thing. It doesn't have a huge history or a huge 40 or 50 year following for these things. The Orville is new territory, so it's going to have different rules put upon it when it comes to just getting renewed willy-nilly. That's just something that comes with being an IP for a long time. But once they keep renewing it, it's all up to us. We need to treat the Orville as if it's been around for 50 years and that we love it and it's part of our DNA. Which at this point, it is part of my DNA. And not in a dirty way. Well, no, not in a dirty way. Yep, Midnight Blues. Thank you, Michael. That's right. That song, there's been a lot of great musical moments this season, but that song, for some reason, in Midnight Blue, the Sanctuary Planet, that one I noticed. I was like, oh wow, that is such a good song. So I went back and I listened a few times because the cadence that they came up with for that, I can't remember right now. It is so lovely. So, it's a wonder. It's like, wow, so many cool sci-fi stuff is going on. It's all a mystery. Building a sci-fi mystery. Uh-oh, my stream might be getting jacked up, you guys. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, I'm getting a message of. So it looks like it's almost time to end this stream, but it kind of is. It's been over an hour. To clarify, JP, the last part of my message was supposed to be, it was not as good as season 1 and season 2. Different red pill, different strokes for different folks. I feel, personally for me, I feel completely opposite, but that doesn't mean it's not true for you. You like the first 2 seasons better. Totally get it. Yeah, it looks like my internet's going bad. I'm buffering, but Talking to Colleen, Politico Coffee says, yeah, I see Victor Garber, Admiral Halsey made sure to say Lamar could not go down on that planet to do more potential damage. Yeah, and that's fine with John. John did not want to go back on that planet. That was hilarious when Gordon said, hey, Captain wants you to get ready for the away team to Sargas 4. And he's like, what? And he starts laughing. Brian Dawkins, thank you so much for your support. How is Nicola? She is great. Nicola, my cat, she's wonderful. She is so happy. She goes outside now. It took her a year to learn how to go outside. And after a year, she finally learned it. She's out in the backyard all the time, bathing in the sun. She never leaves the yard, which is good. But she loves going out there now. But it took her a long time. Because we've had the doggy door. And we have our dog. The dog goes in and out of the doggy door. I remember when she first saw the dog go out the doggy door, you thought her entire universe changed. She looked at she was looking out the window. The dog just walks through the window, and I just watched her. She was like investigating. She's like, "What the heck just happened?" Her mind was blown, and she would see it every day for a year. And it took her a year. Now then she started playing with the door, figured out it opened, and now she goes in and out all the time. It's great. I'm glad that she could be a happy cat. Her and I were living alone in an apartment, in a cold, dark apartment for a couple of years, and she was just stuck in that apartment, barely one window to look out of. Now she's out in the world. She's my bridge cat. Roberta says 10 out of 10 for season 3. I agree. I agree about season 3, Roberta Laverty. I remember the first time I went out the doggy door. I hope to never go out of a doggy door. I might have to sleep in the doghouse every once in a while, but I hope I don't have to go out the door. I think if they mixed a couple of the lighter ones with the heavy, it would have been perfect. The ending was near perfect. So glad Gordon got his sandwich. It was all about that sandwich. It's so funny when they sent that sandwich forward a bunch of episodes ago. That's so many people in the fandom. That sandwich meant everything to them. I read hundreds of comments about people saying that sandwich better come back. I need that sandwich to come back. And then when it did, people are like, "Whew! At least the sandwich came back." It was like a huge relief. Kevin Scott's got 2 cats. I'm a cat lover. If I ever get a cat again, though, it's going to be a short hair cat. I love long hair cats because they're so beautiful looking, but man, they leave hair everywhere. So my next cat is going to be a short hair cat. Lieutenant Turco now. Oh yeah. I mean, Jenny Turco was in the 3rd season a lot, but I thought we could have had more, a little bit more story maybe. I mean, she was even part of the bachelorette party. Well, you know, Penny Johnson-Gerald has all kinds of hairdressers, and her character obviously had a wedding makeover. She looked good. Yeah, that dress was really good too. And we got the 2 that we saw, and then she had a different one that was actually for the wedding. And they all look cool. Max says, I have cat allergies. I hate cats. I'm so sorry you have cat allergies. I love cats. I think they're so interesting. I just watch them, the way they move, the way they look at things, and you know, you're trying to see the world through their eyes. Political Coffee says, I prefer canines. Well, I have a canine as well. We have Ruthie, our Dorgy. It's a Corgi Dachshund mix. She's a great dog. She's got a really good personality, but she's a good dude. Our dog is a good dude. She's not rude at all. If you're eating something and she wants what you're eating, which of course she does every single time, even if you're not eating anything, she wants to make sure you're not eating anything, just in case there might be something for her to eat. Even if you are eating something and she wants it so bad, she'll stare at you, but she'll never be rude. She keeps her distance. She doesn't bark. She doesn't bug you. She lets you eat your thing. She wants to have some of it as well. But even if you don't give her any, she's not too fussed about it. She still loves you. Don't forget that Penny Johnson Gerald was also Captain Gates in Nathan Fillion's show Castle. Penny, I love Penny. Hopefully, we will be talking to her sometime this week to get the scoop on the wedding, the finale. Ed has proven to be very diplomatic. He was playing to his strengths. Yeah, and even when I talked to Ann Winters the other day, she said she thinks that perhaps Captain Mercer's ship in the Union is probably the most accepting of all the ships, the most diplomatic of all the other ships. She said just because he runs his ship a certain way doesn't mean the other ships run that way as well. I could totally believe that to be true. Brian Dawkins, thank you so much again. How is the bunny rabbit? Oh, bad news about the bunny rabbit. She passed away last month, just out of the blue. We think that, we're in the middle of the country during the 4th of July. People go nuts with shooting off fireworks all the damn time, all dang night.
Oh, wow.
We don't, but all the neighbors do. We think she might have gotten scared during the fireworks, and she might have had a heart attack, and she died the next day. And so yeah, Thea, her name was Thea, and she passed away last month. It was really sad. But we did our research afterwards. We're like, how did this happen? Apparently, rabbits are very fragile. They barely last 2 years a lot of the times because they can have heart attacks very easily. They can scare themselves. They can eat the wrong things. So yeah, we lost our bunny. It was sad. We still got our chickens though. They're not laying any eggs right now because it's super hot. It's like 106 outside. So chickens don't do very well in the heat. So once it starts cooling down, we'll start getting eggs again. But we got a lot of shade out there for them. We put water out there. Heck of a lot of shade. So hopefully they're doing okay. Well, they are doing okay. We check on them every single day. Spinoff, The Orville, Tales of an Egg Salad Sandwich. Yeah, the other a week or two ago, I had the theory that the egg salad sandwich became its own pocket universe. Speaking of pocket universes, the multiphasic people. We got an update on episode 3 this season, but she said that she'll see us again. So I can imagine a whole other multiphasic episode coming out next season in the Orville Newer Horizons. Wow, Bioswar says they had a rabbit for 13 years. Yeah, we had a was it a Flemish rabbit? It's kind of like a giant rabbit, really big, as big as way bigger than our cat. And it was a cute thing, but I guess that particular type of rabbit doesn't last too long. You ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Those multiphasic people are this series Q. Agreed. They're kind of like the Q continuum, right? They evolved to a point where they're basically like gods. They just did a lot faster in our universe. Clever JP, we all know what it means when someone announces that rabbit died. That wascally wabbit. Then all of a sudden, Jessica and I were in here talking, and we heard like a loud noise. It sounded like it could have been Nicholas saying, "Hey, you guys, something's going on." And we went to the living room. The cat was, losing its bowels right there on the floor. We're like, "What's going on?" And she was in the corner, and she was she was alive, but she wasn't being responsive. So we petted her. Jessica put a towel under her. And I told her, I go, it looks like she's about to die, like in a few minutes. And in a few minutes, she was gone. So it was pretty sad. But I think Nicola warned us, hey, come say goodbye to the cat. Something's wrong. Or to the rabbit. Something's wrong. She's a cat. She doesn't know what rabbits are. She thinks everything's a cat. Yeah, I even liked Isaac's wedding tux. Did you guys like Isaac's hair, Mark Jackson's hair in the wedding scene? It was like they kind of fancied it up a little bit. I was like, "Aw, that's cute, Isaac." You're going out of your way. They could do some webisodes with a couple of janitors at Union Central just shooting the breeze. Could do some good world building with that. Yes, let's not forget. I know you're having fun, but also there's a whole universe. There's a whole Orville universe. We could do just seasons after season. We could have multiple shows at once from the Orville universe coming out, you guys. Like, remember when there was all that crossover seasons with Star Trek between TNG, DS9, and Voyager? We could totally do that with the Orville universe. There's so many other ships, so many other places, so many other races of people and things going on. It doesn't have to ever end. And even without that, the Orville is enough to keep going. The Orville Maintenance Squad. Orville Lower Decks, starring Yaphet and Lieutenant Dan. And Turco, though I think Turco's a lieutenant now. While watching, I was wondering if we were going to get that speech. And we did! Yeah, I like the idea of having a show on another ship. I would like to see how another ship runs. We've never seen it. The only time we even met another captain that I remember is Marcos from Identity Part 2. And that dude got his butt exploded so damn quick from the Kalon. Chris Ray, thank you so much for supporting the show. Alarm showed up. I called it. You called it, Chris Ray. Union 99. I wouldn't mind the Union 90210. Anything they want to do. Union Place. Bio says I would write and illustrate for Seth. Well, we need more Orville content. We need David to write more Orville comics. Now, there is the Orville Comic Library edition coming out in October, which is a big, beautiful book containing all of the Orville comics all in one beautiful hardcover book, giant book. Comes out in October. Of course, I'll keep you guys apprised of all of that, where to order it, all that good stuff. Brian Dawkins, thank you so much again for your support. Can you get Gordon for your wedding? Can I get Scott Grimes? I don't know. I'll have to ask him. He did invite me over to Seth's house to watch one of the episodes of New Horizon, but of course I couldn't go. That's too far away. Shrike, member for 2 months. Thank you for signing up again, Shrike. Salayan Brawler, everyone hit the like button. You can lick the like button. You can just kind of rub it a little bit. Just don't do whatever John did to Tala, because that can get dangerous. But thank you so much. I actually have to end the stream here. YouTube doesn't like it when I go too long on these streams. To Seth's house, yeah, because they meet every week for new episodes of the Orville to watch at Seth's, because Seth has a huge outdoor theater in his backyard. So he invited me to that, and I'm like, dude, I live too far away, so I apologize, but I can't make it. And he's like, oh man. Have Gordon and Leighton Meester come to your wedding in character as 2025 Gordon. Absolutely, I wouldn't even mind Lasting Impressions Gordon. Have them sing that song together. Thank you so much, Dan Crane, member for 30 months, Jaloja Squad. Everyone in the chat, consider becoming a channel member and keep the lights on for JP. Very much appreciated if you do. And of course, you get a little extra notice here during the live shows, which we're going to keep doing live shows. They won't be necessarily on a specific schedule, but we're still going to be coming together as a community here. We still got possible renewal to talk about. We got an actual renewal to talk about. We got Sympathy for the Devil episode to talk about, comic books from the Orville to talk about, and all the Orville news as we get closer and closer to that renewal and post-renewal updates of the universe. And then we get new episodes. Man, my voice is going out, you guys. I got about another 2 minutes in me. Oh, there we go. Cool, bubbly breeze. Thank you so much to The Journey for that super sticker. Let's party. Let's party all night long for the Orville. The Brown Guy, what's going on? Hi, JP. If this was the end, it found it quite fitting overall. One question, what happened to Talia? Wasn't she under arrest still? Yes, she's going to be put in the brig over at the Union, probably put on trial. But what will happen? Will she escape again? We still have her and Ed's daughter, Anaya, to work out. We got stuff left over from previous seasons to talk about in season 4, if we get a season 4. But also, don't forget all the new stuff that they're going to be coming up with for a 4th season. Not only callbacks to other stories, but new things that they discover whilst exploring. Brian Dawkins, thank you again. I want you to have a good week. It was fun. You too. And, I'll be coming out with more stuff this week as well. The Orville's 3rd season is done, but we still got things to talk about and to go over and to learn about and to go live about. I just don't have a schedule set up anymore. That's okay. I got some stuff I got to do administrative wise for this channel that I have not had time to do that I think is very important. So I'm going to have to do that. Take a couple days here. Curtis Tate named his puppy Talia. I love it. Welcome to the galaxy. Remember, we all do better when we all do better. Everyone everywhere, enjoy your day and night. And remember to keep supporting JP and sign up to Talking to Orville. Love your work, JP. Thank you, Kylie, very much. I hope things are going well over in your part of the world. If they renew the Orville for season 4, who should be the guest star? Oh man, I want Charlize Theron back. I want William Shatner. I want Patrick Stewart. I want Michael Dorn. I want Nathan Fillion. I really would love Nathan Fillion to be a captain of another ship. And I want that ship to be known as like the most awesome ship where the crew is just so handsome and awesome. But it turns out they're all a bunch of dummies. And nobody knows it. I love that. JP, will you have a chat for everyone to discuss the novella? Yes, I will. We'll be doing, I might be doing a live, I'll doing a live chat, but I might be doing just a regular reaction video as well to the Orville novella written by Seth MacFarlane, Sympathy for the Devil. Link is down below. If you get that free Audible trial, you get the book for free, narrated by Bruce Boxleitner, who does an amazing job with it, by the way. But all right, you guys, I am going to have to head off. The family is waiting for me to do family stuff, and I love doing family stuff. So I'll see you guys very soon. Keep it locked here because we're not done. A lot more stuff to talk about on the channel throughout the week. And as always, remember, we all do better when we all do better. So remember to do better, you guys, and everything will be better. The world can be just like the Orville's world if we work at it. Thank you, Dan Crane, for that super chat. Hashtag renew the Orville. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon. I might take tomorrow off, but we'll see. Until next time, bye now. Renew the